Hi, my name is Juan Estrada. I am an industrial engineer at the Tempe plant and I have been working here for 4 years. What I want to talk to you today about is the innovation idea that was implemented in the Tempe plant called the kitting project. The kitting project is a just-in-time delivery system of materials that go inside of a mold that are made in the Tempe plant. Before I go into the kitting project, I want to talk about the why and how we make the mold. The reason why we make molds is so that we can pour the hot metal that will eventually form our part. How we make the mold: we dump sand into a flask. The sand is mixed with chemical and it hardens up around materials that include risers, cores, and gating. Risers. The correct risering is essential to reach the desired mechanical and material properties. Cores assist in the geometry desired on the part. For example, a lifting eye helps achieve the eye that will then be used in a mine to lift the casting. And finally, gating, that is the channel that feeds the molten metal into the cavity. Prior to the kitting project, we had no organization. There was no bill of materials for the gating nor the risers. We didn't know how to identify the risers or the gating, and we had a poor inventory system. Quite frankly, we didn't know where was what and where to get it. Acknowledging that there was a problem in the molding line, Scott Shudala, Jeff Taft, and myself held a meeting to go over these problems. We all decided that we needed some type of kit to have a just-in-time process in the molding center, consequently calling this the kitting project. My assignment was to increase the molds per hour by reducing the setup and downtime. Arizona State University has a program through its engineering school called Capstone Senior Design Project. This allows senior students in the industrial engineer department to work on a project for a company. The kitting project was submitted to Arizona State University and accepted. With that, 4 students were taken from the industrial engineering department to form a team at ME Global. These 4 students spent a lot of time in our molding line taking time studies, conducting data analysis to help determine the causes of downtime and setup time. The team of 4 students, through their time studies and data analysis, confirmed the reasons why we had excess setup time and excess downtime, which were no organization in the gating and risering, poor inventory control in the gating and risering, and no bill of materials in the gating and risering. In an effort to reduce downtime and setup time, we needed to construct a cage, bin, or box that was able to hold a day's worth of materials for molds. The way to do that was to research data in the molding centers. For example, in the floor mold, we concluded that about 8 molds are made a day. Therefore, a box was designed and constructed that was able to hold a day's worth of materials, in this case risers. We constructed a total of 4 cages, 2 for the fast loop and 2 for floor molding. What we needed next was an area to stage and to work on these cages. We determined that the optimal location was the warehouse, the old warehouse. We did a cleanup by identifying old patterns and getting rid of bowls and mantles and having this location available for only risers. As the trucks come in full of risers, these are all emptied from the trucks and put into this warehouse. The cage is put together using a bill of materials that is supplied to the molding operator. The molding operator uses this bill of materials to identify the appropriate size risers and the appropriate quantity. He then puts together the cage, and after he is done, he transports that cage to either the fast loop or the floor mold where it will be staged for the next day's production. From a gating standpoint, in an effort to reduce downtime and setup time, we decided to pre-cut gating a day before and then stage it in an area easily accessible by the operator. The next day, the operator simply walks back to the staging area, then returns to the molding and installs the gating on the mold. Post-kitting project implementation time studies revealed that the floor mold setup time decreased by 35 minutes per mold, and the molds per hour increased from 0.8 to 1.7 molds per hour. In the fast loop, the setup time decreased by 4 minutes per mold, and the molds per hour increased from 1.5 to 3.5 molds per hour. The kitting project, which was an innovation idea project, was very successful due to the hard work of the students from Arizona State University, of which I am the alma mater, and the operations staff in Tempe,